All right, Batman fans, here we go. On Batman Day in September, Matt Reeves promised us a lot of news, updates coming the next weeks, months ahead, leading up into production next spring of 2026 for the October 1st, 2027 release date of The Batman Part 2, a movie I cannot wait to see. And let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comments down below. What are your hopes and expectations for The Batman Part 2? Well, it seems like we're getting our first little bit of casting news coming to us from Pop Film. I'm reading this over on superherohype.com. The Crown actor Tobias Menzies is being eyed to play a role in The Batman Part 2. A big role, they're saying. The role, according to the report, is none other than Amadeus Arkham, the founder of the iconic Arkham Asylum, an institution for the criminally insane that becomes home to many of Batman's foes after they've been captured or apprehended. Arkham Asylum, of course, is the movie we saw in the first Batman movie where they kept the Riddler, and Joker and Riddler had their iconic exchange with one another in that asylum. But who exactly is Amadeus Arkham? What could he mean for the Batman Part 2? Amadeus Arkham is one of Gotham's most tragic figures, remembered not as a costume villain, but as the founder of its most infamous institution, Arkham Asylum. A gifted psychiatrist, Amadeus dedicated his life to treating the mentally ill, but his story is steeped in personal tragedy. His mother suffered from severe mental illness and ultimately took her own life, a trauma that haunted him deeply. Later, his wife and young daughter were brutally murdered by a serial killer. Consumed by grief and rage, Amadeus secretly killed the murderer with his own electroshock equipment, hiding the dark act behind the facade of a man of science. In the aftermath, he transformed his family estate into the Elizabeth Arkham Asylum for the criminally insane, named after his mother. His dream was to create a sanctuary for healing, but the asylum quickly became a symbol of Gothic horror, a revolving door for Gotham's most dangerous and disturbed criminals. Over time, Amadeus succumbed to the same madness he tried to cure, dying broken within the walls of his creation. His legacy lived on through Arkham Asylum, the place that defines Gotham's cycle of crime, insanity, and tragedy. And ultimately, Martha, Bruce Wayne's mother, could not escape this fate. We know that Martha in the Batman series is not Martha Kane, as she is in some other iterations. She is Martha Arkham. She is directly related to Amadeus Arkham. We know that Martha Wayne Nee Arkham witnessed the murder-suicide of her parents. This trauma left a deep psychological scar on her, which carried through her adult life. She was then institutionalized. She spent time in Arkham Asylum to receive psychiatric treatment. The movie itself doesn't go into full detail on this, but Riddler's investigation into the Waynes exposes this part of her history. For Bruce, this revelation is painful, not because of shame, but because it shows the depth of his mother's suffering. Gotham's elite would use Martha's mental illness as gossip, a way to tarnish the Wayne name. When the Riddler digs into her past, it becomes a public weapon, implying corruption, instability, or scandal around the family. This adds to the film's theme of the sins of the fathers and mothers haunting Bruce. So normally a character like this I wouldn't spend too much time dwelling on, but this of course is Amadeus Arkham, who ties directly into Bruce Wayne, and this is going to be a story that focuses heavily on Bruce Wayne. The first one was the Batman, and this one, Matt Reeves said, is going to focus a lot on Bruce Wayne and his mental state that's going to go after him. And I have been speculating for quite some time that Hugo Strange would be the villain in this film, and I don't know if this makes me any less reliant on that theory so much. Like, I kind of feel like, yeah, that could still be where we're going, but I do think that this is really giving us more of a hint of the Court of Owls. The Arkhams were one of the founding families of Gotham, as were the Waynes, and it would make sense for the court to utilize this and expose this even more. While the movie didn't explicitly say it, I feel like they are working towards the Arkhams and the Court of Owls having a major connection that's going to come up and blow up in Bruce Wayne's face in this movie, in the Batman Part 2. That's where I think this is going to go. As for the villain, you're looking at Arkham Asylum. We're going to learn a lot more there, a lot more troubling things happening behind the scenes of Arkham, with Martha Arkham being in there. I think we're going to see maybe even flashbacks of some of our favorite rogues gallery of villains in flashbacks and how they work up. And that's why I do think Hugo Strange is a big candidate for the villain of this movie. I think Scarecrow is right in there as well. Everyone knows, if you've been watching this channel whatsoever, I'm dying for Mad Hatter. But I think that those are still the two right there. I think Hush could play a part in all this because Matt Reeves has said that he's dying to do Hush. But I feel like the Court of Owls is where they're heading. This is the first seed. Like, if this is true, again, this is a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. If this rumor, in fact, is true, I think the Court of Owls are definitely coming into play, just because we're learning deeper and deeper into Bruce Wayne's lineage. And the deeper we get into the lineage, I think we got to fall right into the Court of Owls and what is actually going on with Gotham City and who's controlling and corrupting the entire city, which ultimately, even the first Batman, the Riddler was a villain, but really the villain was Gotham City. Gotham City was a character in and of itself, and that's what this saga is going to be about ultimately, I think. So I think we're going to get more seeds planted in this movie. I think the third movie is where we're really going to come to learn that the court is involved in everything. So who the main villain is going to be in this one will remain to be seen, but the undercurrent of it all will be the Court of Owls. And I think, again, they're going to be using Penguin as a puppet and all these other characters as puppets in their scheme of corruption in Gotham. Based on this, that's what I got to say. It's cool that we're going to get more of the lineage. Like, we don't deal enough with the lineage of Bruce Wayne in the way his parents are killed. Joe kills his parents, and we kind of move on. And we're like, that's all we need, right? That was the catalyst to get him to become Batman. And we're always fine with that. And I'm not complaining like, oh man, because we've never got that, every other iteration that sucks. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it'll be nice. Like, it's different, right? Like, we have so many other Batman movies where they deal with all the other stuff that's freaking amazing. Now we can get this, which might also be freaking amazing, and it could be good. And I think this is going to be a great script. Colin Farrell called Matt Reeves a genius. James Gunn loves the script. You know, there's some things they got to flesh out. He says you have to work on, which that's every script. I think, you know, the amount of time they spent working on the script, fixing it, getting it together, making it where they need to go. I think this is going to be a movie that's going to blow people away. And my guess right now, my hunch would be it's going to be up for an Oscar. Probably best sound design, but it's going to be up for something. Those are my thoughts. I think that this first clue, this cool casting tidbit, this rumor is leading us in to the Court of Owls. Maybe Hugo Strange, maybe Scarecrow, maybe some other awesome villains that live and dwell within Arkham Asylum. Maybe we see the birth of Hugo Strange through Amadeus Arkham. Not the birth, literal birth. I mean, the villain is, like, we see his rise up into. Anyway, you know what I mean. Those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below. Does this casting mean anything to you? I think Tobias Menzies is a great actor. I first saw him in Rome. I thought he was great in Rome, and he was just in F1 this summer, and I thought he was really great in F1. His character, you know, he kind of comes in at the beginning and then vanishes a little bit, and he comes in, he's just sleazy at the end, and I really like that. He's got this personality. I think he's good in everything. I've seen him, and I haven't seen him much. I've never seen The Crown. Full disclosure, never seen The Crown. But those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. Batman Part 2. Any chance I get to talk about it, I will. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hit the like button and subscribe button. Until next time, maybe the master of your own universe.